Hey Pyromancers, Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, back again after a long hiatus. It's been a heck of a month, but school semester's over, so should be able to get back to some high quality burn content. And wow, are we getting back into it with a splash. Literally a blue and green splash back to mix with the red because crazily enough, OKO Thief of Crowns is taking over the entire game in every format. It's been either banned or it's dominating, one of the two. Long story short, I don't know how to compete with this card with a normal version of Burn. So the old adage goes, if you can't beat them, join them. It's literally what we're doing. Fortunately for me, I have a friend in Merfolk Master Nikachu who had copies of these cards, so I didn't have to drop $200 on whatever these were. So that was nice, and we can use them now for high quality content for you folks. So with that being said, I also have a ton of thank yous. Speaking of money, a ton of thank yous to those people who are supporting this channel financially. I had to get some new computer hardware the other day. There's obviously cards that are constantly needing to be updated and changed and things like that. So anyone who financially supports this channel, thank you so much to you. Speaking of people who are financially supporting this channel or helping sort of in tertiary ways to help financially support this channel, again, haven't done a video in a while, so I want to do a big shout out to all the new patrons and existing patrons who help this channel. Everyone from Alan Morris, Austin Chi, Bartolome Frone, Carlos Canto, Chase Henderson, Christoph Wagner, probably Wagner, CM Freshwater, that's right, not saltwater, that's the Merfolk channel, Cody Hope, Francisco Ferreira, Frederique Destraz, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right. I'm kind of adding a French thing to it. Maybe it sounds Spanishy with the R's. Jan de Vlaming. Again, Jan was here for the last video we did. Judge Jan, Judge Jan, however you want to pronounce it. Member of the Spike Feeders. Check them out. Jim Bending. Joran Montiero. It's probably Joran. Kevin P. Litian Shuo, 670. Louis Denise. Nuglio, Rafael Frida Reese, Ryan Ballard, Sam Goldman, Segvan, Watermelon Head, and Zach Moeller. All of you, thank you so much. I appreciate people, especially through this relatively dry season in December, sticking with the channel, sticking with me. I really do appreciate it. This is the kind of content you've been waiting for. Here it is. Thank you very much for being patient. So let's get right into this deck tech here. So first thing you might notice is there are only 55 cards in this. To make it more screen friendly here, I've taken the 5 fetch lands that I have in the deck out of it. They can be anything that searches for red, that's really all that matters, but I've got a mix. I think I've got 2 Scalding Tarn and then the 3 of the other 3 that search for red. So that's why this isn't quite right. So when you're looking at this list, add 5 fetch lands to it as well. And if somehow you have OKOs already, if you wanted to make it a little bit more budget, just use your Wooded Foothills or things, although I know those aren't really cheap the way they used to be anymore. Even the Khans fetch lands are going up in price. So the mana base outside of the 5 fetch lands, we've got 3 Copperline Gorge, 4 Fiery Islet, couple of basics. Oh, that's why my count was off earlier. Because I had 4 basics in here. Okay, so this is wrong. Yeah, okay, I'm going to be adding a couple more fetch lands to this. This is wrong. Because they're snow covered in regular mountains, I missed that I have 4 basics in this deck. Wow, the mana base is even better then, because I was playing a few practice games and the mana base felt fine. So maybe this is even the smarter choice. Okay, well here, let's off the top of my head, let's remove one of these, let's add one of these, and then we're gonna add in 6 fetch lands instead, I guess. Okay, we'll do that. Sorry about that, folks. So okay, so we're a lot of green access to green and blue sources. We don't really need them too much, except for OKO, who of course needs both. But between the 2 different sources, usually you can get one and then fetch out that third. There are There are 7 blue cards in the deck, and there are 8 green cards in the deck. So a little bit more heavy green than blue, but none of them require double sources or anything. Red is still the main color that we need access to, and we still have our normal low curve, that like our big payoffs on those first early turns, which include, of course, Goblin Guide, Swift Spear, and even with a few extra, creature, well, actually there's no extra creatures, different creatures and builds here, we still have 27 non-creature spells. So the prowess on Swift Spear, I mean, yeah, it's harder to cast an OKO than it is a Lava Spike, right? One's 3 mana, one's 1 mana, but even still, we're still getting Swift Spear triggers. It's still a good early creature, and you know what's even crazier? We're going to get to this when we go. You can also turn them into 3/3s at the end of the day, so that's also tons of fun. Okay, so we've got Goblin Guide, Swift Spear, Bolt, and Lava Spike, right? These are our big sort of quick, get the game going, get the pressure on our opponent. They also match up really well with our friend Snapcaster Mage. Bolt, Snap, Bolt, big fan of that. And even at sorcery speed, Lava Spike, Snap, Lava Spike. Hey, I'm okay with that. That's great. And then, so we've trimmed on a couple of Eidolons. Eidolon can still be a really powerful spell, but not always against some of the big decks in the format right now. It used to be really good against some of the decks that spun their wheels a little bit, like the Word decks, the Word of Invention decks, things like that. But now they're playing OKO, and so how do you compete with that? It's pretty hard, and an Eidolon just doesn't quite do it as much anymore against those decks. So it's still a good 2-drop on the play. But hypothetically, if you wanted to throw another couple of blue sources in here and just make like 4 Snapcasters, I could definitely see an argument for that too. So Searing Blaze, I don't always love it. Obviously, it's pretty bad in some matchups, but it's pretty good against Eldrazi-Tron, which is one of the big decks right now that's able to fight through some of this OKO silliness. We have gone down to only 3 copies of it, though, partly because of a lack of fetch lands, partly because I don't like it in every matchup. Izzet Charm. I was looking for something to just sort of fill out the curve, and wasn't going to be a Boros Charm or a Lightning Helix, something that I thought also utilized the fact that we are playing other colors. I think this is a very versatile spell. Honestly, if even just one small change to this card was Izzet Charm deals 2 damage to target creature or player, I think this would completely change the viability of like a blue-red burn list. I think if you just wanted to take out your Boros Charms and your Lightning Helixes, put in 4 Snapcasters, 4 Izzet Charms, if Izzet Charm could, target another player, I think that'd be totally fine. I would be super down for that. So I like this as a 1-of, though. Still very versatile. Even the draw 2, discard 2, still very, very good effect. And it's not bad as just sort of a 1-of, kind of a sort of a Swiss Army knife kind of effect. Manamorphose, I don't know if I actually need this or not, but I feel like it goes really well with Swift Spear. It goes really well with casting our spells. If I need to cast a Snapcaster or an OKO and I only have red mana, things like that, or I only have green, not blue, I wanted to throw a couple of these. And even still, it's mostly, it's mostly just sort of a mana fixer that also happens to do some things like, activate Swift Spear. It's not a very good combo with Eidolon, unfortunately, but yeah, that's kind of where it's kind of just there to smooth out our draws and our curve a little bit. Atarka's Command. I miss this card a lot. Big fan of this card. This card was huge back when we were playing a Naya version with Wild Nacatl and things like that. It's still very good. When you can get the green mana, it's almost a strictly better Skullcrack. So I'm very happy to have 4 copies of this back in the deck. Again, 1-of, light up the stage. This could be changed. I've never actually played a league with this deck until today, so I might make some changes afterwards, but I think 1-of this is fine. And then we kind of need to fill out our curve. There are still Chalice of the Voids around, so I do still want a few of these effects, and they are still effectively 1-mana burn spells. So we've kind of made some trims here or there to fit in some of these other things, like a 3-mana OKO, right? Definitely cutting on some of these 3 mana cost cards are where we want to be with that. And of course, the highlight of the deck, the Thief himself, comes in at 4 loyalty, +2 make a food, great in the mirror, great on any kind of attrition-based thing like that. +1, I've, even just in a couple practice games I played yesterday, I turned a Chalice of the Void into a 3/3 creature that I didn't have to care about anymore. I turned a Death Shadow into a 3/3 creature that I didn't have to care about anymore. Like, it's just absurd how good this card is. It goes in every single deck. Part of what I'm doing here today is hopefully that Wizards realizes what's happening and bans this card. Until they ban it, I'm going to play with this card, but this card is stupid and it needs to go away. So, I think that pretty much covers the mana or covers the main deck. So what are we doing in our sideboard? So now that we're playing green, we have access to Destructive Revelry. It might be right just to play a full 4 copies of this, but I'm slightly worried about my life total, fetching and shocking, things like that. So I do have a 1 of Smash Smithereens to go with a 3 of Destructive Revelry. A couple of Spell Pierces. I feel like it's a strong card. We can play it. These are all just sort of cards that I feel like are strong that we can play. Our Graveyard Hate is sort of the one thing that has kind of gone a little bit down with removing white from the deck. So instead of Rest in Peace, we are playing with 3 Grafdigger's Cage, which I think is fine. I think Rest in Peace is probably better against Dredge, but this would be better against... it's still playable against Dredge, as well as being good against Neoform, a few other decks like that that I am having trouble figuring out how to deal with without access to white, where I can use Path of Exile, Deflecting Palm, things like that. So you might even be right to go up to a 4th copy of this, or maybe even add some more Graveyard Hate or something, but I'm not really sure. Weather the Storm, I'm playing green, seems again really good in the mirror. It's possible that the turn 3 OKO might just be a little bit hard to get to. This card is bananas in the mirror. If they can't respond to it with a Skullcrack or something, it's just silly. And then Veil of Summer, again, I don't know, I bought them for using a Pioneer and now they're banned, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, hey, what are some good cards in this deck? I should, okay, also fair disclaimer. I originally took the idea for this deck from, I believe her name is Allie Warfield. I think her Twitter name is Mythic Meebo or something like that. So I'll put that in the video here. This is where I originally got this idea, because I was like, I don't even know how to fight against OKO. I'm just not playing Modern. And then I saw something like this. I'm like, this is insane. This is how we're getting back into making videos. And we've had like basically a month off. And then for the sideboard, similar kind of idea I saw in comment sections there on Twitter about these, and I tweaked it a little bit. So this wasn't right from scratch my own idea. I've made some tweaks to it, but I do give credit where credit is due. So yeah, Damping Sphere I added this morning, mostly because I played against an Amulet Titan list last night, and that deck is still just so hard to beat. I think our best card against that normally would be something like Blood Moon, but obviously we can't play that in this Teamer build. And it might even be right to be playing more like 4 copies of this. This is sort of a slower build of Burn than normal. It's not too often we're, slamming 3 Lava Spikes in a single turn. So we might even be correct just to play 4 copies of Damping Sphere to try and fight through something like Amulet Titan, but who knows. Fry and Roast, just some sort of removal for some of those bigger things. Roast specifically, maybe like Gurmag Angler comes to mind. Fry, not really for the opposing OKOs, but could be. Humans, this would be really good against, things like that. So yeah, all in all, this deck, I haven't played it in a real competitive league. I've been playing it just in the free play area to make sure I didn't make any too many big mistakes, like oops, I forgot this fetch land, or there's a non-bow here I didn't take into account, and there's a couple of practice games. But I'm really excited to try this out because I have no idea what's going to happen. So hopefully you enjoy it as well. Hopefully we're able to maybe pick up a couple wins and 5-0 some leagues, get this OKO card banned, and then we can all move on into 2020, having got rid of Hogak, OKO, and all the other stupid... they should bring back Faithless Looting. I'm going to say that right now, too. Faithless Looting was banned for the fault of other cards. So either way, it's been a rough year for bannings, and hopefully we can add one more to the list. So this has been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden. Thank you to the patrons again so much. Thank you to all the viewers. And I will see you in round 1. Okay, so here we go. We're on the draw in round 1. Classic day 2 hand. If we draw a second land, we're in good shape. If not, a little loose. We have some normal sort of burn spells to start off with, but nothing crazy. I think this hand's playable. I'm just trying to decide whether or not I think a decent 6-card hand might just be better than it. Against an unknown opponent. You know, I'm gonna keep, but if somebody mulliganed this, I wouldn't tell them they were wrong. You know, depending on what they do, we can lightning bolt something. If it's humans, we'll definitely almost... Okay, I am lightning bolting. Okay, Aether Vial. That's actually... Okay, we got that second land, though, so that's good. So, yeah, we are going to suspend this Rift Bolt, which is going to be good. Plays around Meddling Mage, which is nice. If they play a Meddling Mage named Rift Bolt, we can Lightning Bolt the Meddling Mage in response, so that's nice. Champion of the Parish. Okay, that's gonna eat a bolt of some kind. Ha! Perfect. Okay, so yes, this is fantastic. So I want to put a stop at my upkeep. I think I'm gonna get a stop anyway, but yeah, okay, awesome. So they sort of did a bit of an all-in play. Luckily, we have the response to it. I can bolt this, and then I can do this. If I didn't have that lightning bolt, though, it would have been... Gee. Oh, even better. Oh, this is so... I was even okay just using a lava spike, but this is probably the best thing I could have chosen to do with my mana on this turn. Just absolutely great. Okay, so they've got only two... Okay, they've only got 2 cards that might actually matter in their hand. Hierarch and Athalia. Okay, well. Okay. It's a little rough, but I can beat these cards. It'd be nice if I drew a land, because then I could actually Searing Blaze through the Thalia, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so the attack doesn't really work because of Thalia. I can't Searing Blaze even for 1 damage on the Hierarch because of Thalia. Thalia's really making this rough. So I guess the options are either play Eidolon or Lava Spike them. I think getting the Eidolon on board is maybe our best option. Worst case, it can maybe attack in next turn if they don't get anything too crazy. But, yeah. While we try to wait to draw a land so we can play through the Thalia or a Bolt or something else. But we want them to... We just need like a couple turns where they don't draw super well in, and we will be able to take this game over. Excellent. That's not a good draw for them. And they don't have any good attacks either. Land, land, land. Come on! That'll do. It's a pain land, which I'm not thrilled about, but so be it. Come on. Where are we? There we go. Excellent. All right. Well, we took a land off the top of their deck for them, but we're coming in for damage, so that's the important thing. Okay, now again, we just need them to not draw... I don't even know. I mean, as long as they don't go like not Recruiter of the Guard, Militia Bugler or something, and start like getting some card advantage, I think we'll be okay. But, again... Okay. Oh, that's a good draw too. This Atarka's Command is just rotting away in my hand, but and now we actually have like Snapcaster shenanigans we can go silly with. Okay, this is great. So I say we just attack in and go from there. Everything else I can do at instant speed if I want. I'll keep drawing them lands, unfortunately, but it's the way she goes, I guess. So do I just have lethal? Not quite. Let's get this out of my hand, and then I can go. I can have a Snapcaster Bolt ready whenever I want. Wow, they didn't vial anything in. Okay, so they got like just junk. Okay. That third land showed up in time. Okay. Yeah, they need something here. One thing that would be annoying is Snapcaster and then have them, I don't know, Meddling Mage in response or something like that. That would be annoying. Okay, so Thalia and Meddling Mage are like sort of the two problems with Snapcaster right now. You know what? I'm gonna draw a card. And then next turn I'll still have 3 mana and be able to make decisions here. Okay, they did have the Thalia. Okay. Okay. Well, there we go. So is it better? Hold on, I'm trying to think if it's better to bolt Thalia before combat or after. Just see if how they block first. Because I would like to have this bolt ready in case they try to vial something in. But Thalia's already going to eat something. So it doesn't really matter much at that point. Yeah, okay, let's just bolt Thalia and go from there. Oh, right. It might even be better just to bolt their face, but honestly, I kind of feel like just keeping the board clear is fine. Even if this isn't the last turn of the game for them, you know, just keeping their board clear in general is what we want. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Yeah, we're at blocks and they're throwing the hierarchy. Yeah, like game's over pretty much, right? Okay, awesome. So against humans, what do we want? What do we want? We want Revelry, and we want Smash. Roast and Fry both seem good. Is this any good? I don't think so. I'd be good against like a Reflector Mage. That'd be a pretty big blowout. Is it good against anything else, really? Targeted stuff. I'm not really playing that. So really, this is just my spells can't be countered. Yeah, so I don't think... This would be really good against Reflector Mage, but that's about the only thing it's really good against, I think. We could hypothetically play Weather the Storm to win the race, but I don't think that's where we want to be. I think we want to be... yeah. So take out Light Up the Stage. I don't love that. Take out my Lava Spikes. As much as I love them, they don't deal with the board, which is kind of the most important thing in the, in this matchup. I can probably shave one of these Revelries. I know they're going to keep all 4 Aether Vials in, and that's one of the best cards against us, aside from obviously Core Firewalker, I guess Oriok champions and things. So, yeah, I think this is how we want this. Sure, let's try it like this. I don't think I'm... If this isn't right, it's pretty close to how it's supposed to be. Well, I'm a little annoyed we didn't get to see any OKO last game, and this hand is also a little suspect, but double Goblin Guide with a Lightning Bolt. I'm willing to keep this, but it's risky. It's risky. They mulligan to 6 as well. Okay. Okay. Really want to see one of those Copperline Gorges show up. Stomping Ground isn't bad either. Also, not having a creature on turn 1 for me to have to answer with this Bolt is nice. Lets me get this Goblin Guide out without any worries. And if, I guess, worst thing they could do is put out a Champion of the Parish followed by a Thalia's Lieutenant, which means I think the Bolt still answers this though. Okay, well, Bolt still answers that, but we have to shock for it, and oh, that's a good draw though. So Thalia is really good to get off the board, obviously, and lets us attack in, but that champion might become a big problem if I don't get rid of it while I still can. Yeah, as much as I want to get rid of Thalia, with this Thalia's Lieutenant coming down, this champion is going to get huge and out of control right away, and I won't be able to answer that very well. So that needs to go. Maybe that's wrong, but we'll see. Next turn, depending on what happens, I actually can attack into this. I can actually attack into Thalia. Maybe. With the ability to Atarka's command to make my Goblin Guides bigger. Oh, what do you got? Another one? Just make everything gigantic? Freebooter. Sure. Is there a difference to doing this than putting out the freebooter first? Whenever another human... I guess, does the freebooter get the extra +1/+1 counter when you do it like this? Is that a thing? Let's find out here. Because I feel like they do this all the time. I can't with. I guess it, yeah. You get one more counter if you do it this way. Okay. Board wipe would be nice. The other annoying thing about these counters is that if I use OKO to answer them, they... oh, that's a good draw. If I use OKO to answer them, they keep the counters on them. They become bigger. They become bigger elks, or whatever they are. Alright, so we got a Steering Blaze. That's obviously a really good draw. Again, Thalia is causing me issues, especially with the first strike. But this Thalia's Lieutenant could start growing and getting out of hand too. Okay, so I think the plan here is going to be get this Thalia out of the way. Next turn we can Goblin Guide with Atarka's command backup. Hopefully they won't have a... Hopefully they won't have another Thalia. Ugh. Which can first strike things and chump block effectively. And we'll be able to attack in with a Goblin Guide. 2 Goblin Guides that'll get buffed up by Atarka's command. But we need our human opponent to sort of run out of a bit of gas here. It could happen. They didn't. Well, they didn't have a land drop last turn actually, so it means they probably have gas. They have at least one good card in hand. They have at least one non-land card in hand. But I mean, maybe it's just an Aether Vial or something. Hard to say. Maybe it was a Thalia they didn't want to play out because the other one would have died. I think it was a tough call. I've had a lot of options in this game that I don't normally have. Normally I'm sort of playing sort of damage control. But in this particular game, I've had usually 1 or 2 very close lines between the two of them. Oh, well, that's also very good. So what do we think is happening here? They didn't play a land, and they haven't vialed anything in it. So maybe they've got another Thalia's Lieutenant. Maybe they have another Thalia. So this thing gets bigger, right? Okay, so if they have another Thalia's Lieutenant, that's kind of tough. Because it makes these all bigger. This would still trade. This would live. I don't think I can sit back, though. I think I don't have any removal. I think I have to pretty much go for it here. The other thing is that they can't really have... Or sorry, at first I was trying to play around a... card that I can't think of the name of right now. A Reflector Mage, but they don't have this on 3, so that's not a thing. Okay, they do have a Thalia on the way, though, so that's good to know about. Okay, well, let's do the thing that we're doing. You know what's coming. You know these are in my hand. Let's see what you've been holding off. Is it a lieutenant? Yeah, it's a lieutenant. Okay. So I trade with the other lieutenant, but wait, what? Oh, right. Okay, it becomes a 4/4. I'm wrong. All right. Blowout. I was thinking that it just made it. No, but it's because the Thalia's lieutenant. The new one gives a +1, and the already there one, it's the other. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Well, that card kind of blew me out a bit. Was there a way to play around it? I guess I could have just put out the Swift Spear and the Goblin Guide and passed, but I don't know. That seems suspect. So they have a Thalia and something else in hand. Oh, great. Alright. I hate humans. I hate humans. Yeah, sure. Gain 4 life. Yeah. Okay, come on. Let's go. Have I not F6'd? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this deck is just stupid. Yeah, I don't have any, obviously, in the deck right now, but some sort of a board wipe would be nice. So there's no way around this, eh? There's no real way around this. Especially with Thalia, the Thalia tax. Alright, let's go to the next game. That's enough of this. Oh, even with OKO, humans is my nemesis, although OKO hasn't shown up, so. Do I want anything different here? I don't think so. I think that game showed even just more solidly how important. You know what? I can take Eidolon out, actually. Eidolon's not great in this matchup. Let's have a Revelry over an Eidolon, and you know what? Okay, on the play we'll keep one Eidolon. That's true, though. We are on the play for the first time in these games. Would you like to play first? 100%. Oh, these one-land hands are killing me. But this is a really good rollout here, so I'm going to keep. And the one extra color, the one color other than red that we have also matches the color of the card that we need. So any land gets us there. But we do need a little bit of help with our draws. We don't. I shouldn't say that. We don't need help, but depending on what they start with, we'll see what happens. Oh, they've mulliganed down to 5 too. That's fantastic. Problem is they might be searching for one of those Auriok champions or whatever. Well, they're thinking about 5. They're thinking about it. Do I go to 4? Do I go to 4? The scary thing for me is that, honestly, if they just had if they just drew 7 lands, there's just so much gas in their deck, and their 2-drops are crazy, right? So even if they just went like land drop, 2-drop, and they had nothing else going on, I don't know. This deck scares me. I've lost to this deck just so many times. Okay, Mantis Rider. That's good to know about. Yeah, we just got to keep the... Oh, okay. No turn 1 play. Fantastic. Okay, well, we need another land. But we have a board presence. Oh, that's not good. That's actually so bad. If I need... Oh, God. No! Not like this! You know what? Maybe, yeah, maybe it's my fault for keeping that. I'm playing 20 lands in this deck. Uh, yeah, Manus Rider. Yeah. All right. So Manus Rider comes in. Okay, so if I get a, oh no, it has Vigilance, right? If I go land. Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Still can't really do anything here, though. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, come on. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Based on these Searing Blazes, there's a small chance that I can win this game, but it is not looking good. And I need to draw. I need the biggest chance to draw land, so I actually can't fetch here. But honestly, even just a basic here is fine. So, come on, land, please. Oh, okay. You're telling me there's a chance. Okay. So what needs to happen here? Does the Thalia need to go away, or does the Mantis Rider have to go? I think the Thalia. But even then, I can't attack in. So I think I need to pass. We'll see what happens. It actually might be better to get one of the Mantis Riders. Thalia is seriously slowing me down in terms of my development here, but the Mantis Riders are... they're going to kill me pretty quick. Okay. Yeah, as much as it sucks, as much as I want to get this Thalia out of here, I think I just need to get the... and I have to be careful with my life total. I have to be conservative here. Okay. It sucks that I want another land. Oh, it comes in tapped. Yeah, this Thalia's got to go. Does the Thalia have to go, or does this Mantis Rider need to go? The Mantis Rider needs to go. It's way easier to answer the Thalia on future turns. I could even attack, and actually, ooh, do I want to go down to 4? So I attack in, they block, say the Goblin Guide, they take 2, they go to 4. No, I think I need to be defensive here. Okay. And I need to block just anything I can, pretty much. Because somehow we're still in this game. Okay. That's okay. Drawing a land would also be really good. Oh no, or yeah, drawing like an untapped land. Oh, because then I have to shock for it. I don't have any basics left. So I was gonna say, like, drawing, if I had access to 5 mana next turn, I could Snapcaster with Landfall, Searing Blaze, the Thalia, but I can... Yeah, I can't do that anyway. I was gonna say I don't need landfall. I don't even need landfall to kill Thalia with the Searing Blaze. Lift the Izzet Charm. Okay. It's probably about right. So what happens if I draw like a bolt? If I just draw a bolt, I think I just win. Because they're at 6. What do they have? A Noble Hierarch? Okay. Yeah. I think I need to just take this damage. I don't love this, but I feel like having more things on the board is how I just close this game out. Oh, they've got... Okay. That's good. I can Izzet Charm the Thalia, attack in. They have to block both of them. And if they don't, I win. I think. Right? Izzet Charm Thalia, kill Thalia. Still have 1 mana. Attack in. Yes. Okay, so that's how we do this. And then hopefully they don't just top deck a... hopefully they don't just top deck a Mantis Rider, because that's how I would still lose this game. That's fine. So they're not top decking a Mantis Rider. Am I missing something? I don't think so. I think we managed to pull this off. Whew! Okay. Whew. Nice. All right. So, no board wipes, no OKO. We were still able to beat humans, but we didn't see Phantasmal Image, and we didn't see any Auriok champions. So, thank goodness for that. They also went down to 5 cards in Game 3. Let's also point that out. But, wow, okay. So, I was going to say, at least let me have some games with OKO. If I lose games with OKO, then I'm like, all right. Then, you know what? The OKO dream didn't come to life. But don't let a non-OKO game determine the OKO fate. So, all right. We're 1-0 after like a month of not playing this format. So, hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, it's a little annoying we didn't see OKO in our maiden voyage here, but what are you going to do? So stick around so you can see the OKO shenanigans, the Shenokagans, and this has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden. Thank you again to all the patrons supporting the channel. I will see you in round 2. No. I will see you next time.